Santi. No, I want berries. Berries. What's that?
Algarroba, no?
Yeah, but we're here for berries.
So many kinds of fish.
Santi's found some water, so he's happy.
Oh. I love a good nectarine.
Nectarine?
We love to have a nectarine tree.
Choose 2 bare root trees to replace the dead ones.
Very, very.
This one's called a bonbon berry. Bonbon berry. Trademark. What do you think of this one, Santi? Get a bonbon berry? Hang on. Baby! Berries! ¿Dónde está Santi? Ahí está. You watching the plants? This is actually an idea that you guys gave me, so thank you. We have this big old metal structure which was originally sold as a dog pen. That's what it was sold as. We used it as our temporary chicken enclosure and we weren't really sure what to do with it, and we're now going to turn it into a fruit cage, like a berry cage. So yeah, what we're going to do with it is put more chicken wire around it, because I put 1 row around the bottom to keep like baby chicks in when we had baby chicks, and now the purpose of the chicken wire will be to keep birds out and off our berries. And we're gonna plant berry bushes in it, and they should be protected from the birds. Obviously it will need some sort of a roof, but that's fine. And it's gonna be like a mini garden where I can work with Santi, shut the door, keep him in there. He's not gonna go anywhere. So yeah, that is the plan. If it works out, it should be a really good project, I think. The first step was to begin digging over the ground where I was going to plant the berries. In my experience, when creating a no-dig bed in an area with very compacted soil like we have in this field, it really helps to dig it over just once at the beginning to get things going. There were also a lot of perennial grasses growing in this area, and I really needed to dig those up and remove them from the roots. Oh, it just fits. Perfect. The next step was to add compost, lots of it. I used about 1 wheelbarrow for every 2 plants, so I really hope they appreciate it. In the first afternoon, I managed to get the first side planted with the first 5 little berry bushes. The next day, it was time to move on to the second bed along the other side. Finally, the last of the plants were in. I bought 10 plants to start off this berry garden, and I'm hoping that this is the only actual expense in this project and that the rest of it can be completed using only existing or reclaimed materials. As the plants spread out, they will, of course, take more space, and hopefully they will be easy to propagate too. Berries usually are, making the investment in the original plants worth it. If you're interested, these are the varieties that I bought. Finally, it was time to cover the beds with a thick layer of straw. Although everything was very wet and muddy this particular week, hot, dry days are just around the corner, so it was important to protect the soil and keep the moisture in. The straw is so old, it's full of worms and all sorts of kinds of mushrooms. Where have all the worms gone now? I'm looking for them. I mean, it's half broken down already, which would be great for this bed. There we go, I think one more wheelbarrow of straw should do it. Because all of these berry bushes are very young, there's a lot of space in between them. Hopefully they'll fill out soon, but yeah, this year I think I can plant like some veggies and stuff in between them as well, because there is a lot of space. Tried to go to the market to get some little plant starts this morning, but it wasn't on because of the heavy rain that we've been having, so I'll have to wait until next week. But yeah, I'm thinking of just putting veggies in here in between the bushes. The path in the middle is very well trodden down now, so I don't think much is going to grow here, but I might just put some cardboard down for the time being and eventually get some wood chips in here. I think that would look nice. Just taking a bit of a break in the rain today to dig some holes. Thinking of digging maybe like 10, 12 or so here in this back area of the garden where we've got some fruit trees. I was thinking of just filling them with some donkey manure, covering them back up, leaving them for a few months and then planting squashes, courgettes, stuff like that into them. Apparently it's a technique people used to use because those sorts of things need a lot of feeding. Seems like it could work, so I thought I would give it a go. There we go, there's one, that should do. All of the branches are like coming up from the base, so I wasn't sure what to keep, but I think we've just got to start by chopping out what you can so we can see better.
All the base ones?
Yeah, just leave the biggest one. Oh, I'm actually wondering whether This is alfalfa that's finally sprouted. I need to compare it to some alfalfa that we've got growing somewhere else, but it could be.
Super wet clay.
Oh,
Look,
it's
look,
super.
look at this
Look
ball.
at that. Shame we're not building anything with mud at the moment. This would be perfect.
Yeah.
See if it's had what's going on. So see that one that's yeah, that one can go. Where's the donkey? Donkey's gonna be so happy. Hey. Too cool. Sorry. That looks so much better, doesn't it? And we've got loads of food for the donkeys. Their preference is number 1 oats, number 2 hay, 3 olives and 4 straw.
All of it?
Yeah. It's quite funny, it just looks like a massive mole. It's just like rampaged through the garden.
Oh.
And then mark the spot. Yeah? Nearly impaled myself on that. So this is alfalfa that I've got growing just a tiny little bit in the main garden. And I think that is exactly the same. It is alfalfa. How much has it rained, Santi? Tell us. Tell us. This much? Yeah, I don't know. I emptied this out quite a few times and it overflowed, but we think it was about like maybe about 150 litres per square metre, which is quite a lot. Really good rainfall. Right, should we empty it out, Santi? Should we empty it out for next time? Yay. There we go. Let's go see what Papa's up to. Here he is. He's getting some manure to fill our holes.
There's lots of life in here.
Yeah.
There's stuff sprouting.
Hey. That is hole number 5 that we filled, I think. Halfway there.
So you have this stapler that we use for the chicken fencing, and we just bought a box. Like, you can only buy a box of 1,000 staples, and we used like less than half. So we're just gonna see if we
And
can...
I think we have another box inside
yeah,
as well.
yeah, we have another box. So
hopefully
yeah,
it works for
try
this.
to use them for things that make sense. Do you want me to hold the new staple?
Yeah. This is great because we're using up like what is basically trash to us. It's chicken wire. Ugh. Just lots of chicken wire that's been lying around for ages, not doing anything useful. This one is not as wide, so we could save that one for the final row. I'll see if I can find some wider stuff. Okay, perfect. Alright, here's another like thick roll. I'll put it down here. I think it's so fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice.
What do you think about the roof? Should we just do shade material or like try and put something more solid?
The thing about the shade material is that we know that the wind is
Yeah,
going
it's
to
going to
destroy
blow it
right?
off. Yeah.
Ah.
What's Papa doing?
Puppy.
Yeah, it's a puppy.
Papa.
So my plan with this was also that it could be like a mini garden where I can work with Santi that's not as open and dangerous as the rest of the garden. Well, not dangerous, but just difficult to control.
You're saying you essentially built a baby prison.
I did build a baby prison, a fruit prison and a baby prison. You're in baby prison! You're in baby prison! You're in baby prison!
Papa.
Yes, it's Papa. So I finished going around the edge now in chicken wire, and I think it looks alright. It's quite unobtrusive, but I can't decide about the roof. We were thinking to just put chicken wire over the roof as well, which is like the simplest option, but I've just put a piece up there and it just doesn't really look good. It's just like, it hasn't got a lot of support, it's like sagging, and it's just like really visible against the sky, and I just don't think it's going to look nice. So I'm sort of trying to think of other possible solutions for that. I don't want anything solid because I want it to like rain in here, and we don't want it to be like lifted up by the wind. Ooh, it's really starting to rain now. Oh, that just made it worse. Don't really want to use the shade material because we had that before on the top of the old chicken enclosure and it just blows away. It's a nightmare to maintain. So yeah, I don't really know. Or whether to just like put chicken wire up but somehow try and then put something else over it, like those like bamboo cane shade stuff, if you know what I mean, just to try and disguise it a bit. I don't know, let me know if you have any ideas, but yeah, I'm really happy with how this is going so far. Next week I will be able to get to the market and get some plants and plant in between all of these, so I'll show you how that goes. And yeah, I think I will leave it there for this video. Thank you for watching and we will see you next week.